Hey guys, so today I will be reviewing Season 2 of Vikings. Season 2 of Vikings stars Travis Fimmel and is the follow-up to the popular History Channel drama that came out in 2013. Just to warn you guys, this review will have spoilers. The season begins with Ragnar Lothbrok in his new position as the Earl of Kattegat. Despite his rise, his relationship with his family is strained, in large part due to his affair with the beautiful Princess Aslog. Another significant change in the second season is that Bjorn is now a powerful, grown-up man who's portrayed by the 22-year-old Alexander Ludwig. Overall, I felt Season 2 of Vikings was an incredible success. It tries to excite you in many of the same ways Season 1 does. For example, through gripping characters, brutal action, and powerful and captivating moments. But in my opinion, it does it even better. First off, Season 2 of Vikings continues to have some really awesome characters. Travis Fimmel, of course, continues to be absolutely amazing in his role portraying Ragnar Lothbrok, and his performance continues to carry the show. My personal favorite new character from Season 2 was actually King Egbert, portrayed by Linus Roche. Roche puts on an excellent performance in portraying an antagonist that you certainly fear, but you can't help but respect at the same time. He's certainly a better character, and certainly a more respectable one, than the very blubbery King Ea. You never really know what he's going to do next, and you never really know what tricks he has up his sleeve. As Athelstan says, he is just like Ragnar. George Blackman as Athelstan continues to be an awesome character. Seeing him getting accustomed to the Viking lifestyle despite his humble personality is really intriguing, and this is epitomized when he returns to the British Isles, the place where he was captured, but now as a raiding Viking. One of the most gut-wrenching and hard-to-watch scenes of Season 2 was Athelstan's crucifixion scene, as it was just so hard to see such a likable character suffer like that. It was certainly a scene I couldn't forget for quite a while. The season was filled with some awesome, memorable moments. For example, in the very first episode, Bjorn is actually torn between choosing his mother and his father after his mother and his father parted ways. And you can tell just how emotional he is in that he wants to stay with his father. I think that's what his head is telling him. But at the same time, his heart is telling him he wants to stay with his mother, or go with his mother, as I think he realizes that their divorce, their breakup, is essentially Ragnar's fault, and it's so difficult for him to decide, and you can really feel that in the characters. And I just thought it was so incredible. It's so incredible a moment when, at the very last minute, after Lagertha already thinks he has chosen his father and she's going off to her new place that she's going to live, Bjorn actually runs toward her and changes his mind at the very last second. And that was a very powerful scene to me. I teared up, I have to admit. But yeah, on the flip side, I also thought the reunification of Ragnar and Bjorn years later down the line was also very powerful, in that not only was the reunion special, obviously Ragnar hasn't seen his son in however many years, and he's much older, much more powerful looking, much more of a man, but that the reunion came at a time of desperate need for Ragnar and his people. And it was really unexpected. They're some of the last people you would expect to come to Ragnar's aid. So I also thought that made the moment that much more special and awesome. The season is also filled with some incredibly brutal moments, such as the Blood Eagle ceremony performed on Jarl Borg. It's such a grotesque and gruesome way to be executed that I actually gave Jarl Borg some respect for taking it like a man. He did not scream out, which I'm sure a lot of other people would have done if they were in his position. Another incredibly brutal and incredibly satisfying scene was seeing Lagertha kill her incredibly obnoxious husband, Sigurd. The guy was just such a complete jerk that to see her kill him in such a humiliating fashion by stabbing a fork through his eye, only to be beheaded, and to just see him scream like a complete wimp, it was both hilarious and satisfying all at the same time. Now, one of the only downsides that I can say for me as a history buff is that Season 2 contains slightly fewer historical references when compared to Season 1. That being said, that is kind of like a nitpicky thing, and overall, I think the positives far outweigh the negatives in Season 2. Overall, it's just a really great season. In conclusion, Season 2 of Vikings is an excellent follow-up to the already good Season 1. It's full of brutal, memorable moments, excellent acting, and it does everything the first season did well, except better. If you love binge-watching TV shows, this is a show I highly recommend. So my final verdict on Season 2 of Vikings is a 4.5 stars out of 5.